Whoa. That's weird. That was really weird, but hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Mod Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 280 on the last day. Today's the last day, right? 30th?
No, I think we got one more day, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, well.
Last day of March.
I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
That was an interesting intro.
Yeah, remember when I was playing around with that replay feature at the beginning? Apparently I figured out what it does. So, yeah, it's just the two of us, so why don't we get started?
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. It's not like anybody else is here, right? Well, that's too sad, you know?
Yeah. So how's spring going?
It's kind of like not spring yet. We are getting sunnier days, but it's still cold and it still rains enough, and it's the wind just today was still biting, and we're still getting 30s at night. And it looks like I looked into next week, and we're gonna have some nights where it's up in the 40s at night and still in the 30s at night. So it's still spring. It hasn't quite sprung to warmer weather just quite yet for us. So
it snowed today.
Oh, it snowed, huh? How many inches? Do you know?
I don't know. I looked out and my car was white and my deck was white, and I just went.
And you just said, "I'm not. I'm not. I'm done."
I closed the door and went back inside.
I understand. I can't stand not having multiple seasons. I mean, here I get at least kind of seasons here. I would really hate it.
I think I've mentioned it before. Minnesota has seasons. You've got almost winter, still winter, and road construction.
I haven't heard that one. Do you not like road construction season?
No, because they close down the most important things, and then they don't work on it. They just let it sit there for months, causing problems. It's like, what are you doing? They shut down half of a freeway for 2 years. It didn't do anything. And they did it. They blocked everything off right before winter when they're clearly not going to do anything.
Right.
And yeah, it's just the way they handle it up here is just asinine.
It's not much better here. We've had roads that had been under construction. The Tacoma area has had a construction on it for several years now. It's this large bend in the road in I-5, and they've been working on it and working on it, and it's not better than after they finish working.
Well, and that's one of the things I miss about Southern California the most is the fact that all of the roads are under construction all of the time. The thing is, they block off a mile at a time from like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. They work on that 1 mile. That way, when nobody's driving, because if anybody's out, they're probably drunk. And then they're done, and the cones are back up in time for morning traffic.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they can do it year round, and there's not a lot of rain.
And down there, there's plenty of alternative routes, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
because
But yeah, that's like they'll work. They won't shut down the freeway entirely. They'll take one section, like 1 mile section, of like do one lane for like a mile or two, depending on what they're doing. And they will knock that out overnight. And then when you're coming in the morning, it's like, oh, hey, this is different.
That's cool.
All right. Well, I guess Mike's not going to join us, so.
I guess not. No, well,
we're kind of
hoping.
We're going to move on.
I guess we should. Hey, we have a ton of stories this week. I am going to attempt to go fast for some of these because there's just a lot of stories. Here we are with YouTube TV. They are working on getting surround sound onto your various devices. They have turned on the feature for testing on Android TV, Google TV, and the Roku TV. This will bring you the ability to have 5.1 audio onto various devices. And so as long as you are using one of these devices, you will be able to test it out and enjoy your surround sound system.
Yeah, about time. Because I mean, all these devices have had 5.1 audio for years.
That's true.
It's not like it's a new feature added to the hardware that they needed to incorporate. It's been there since the launch of YouTube TV. So yeah, I guess good for you, Google.
Well, I wonder how much of all the different solutions out there are, like a checkbox of which ones actually are using it. Like, does regular YouTube have a surround option? I bet it doesn't.
I doubt it. If they do you want to listen to us in surround? Most of the stuff I watch on YouTube, I couldn't imagine the usefulness of surround. But that being said, I should start encoding our podcast in surround just so it's a surprise for anybody. I think we talked about that before, doing it like Atmos to have each of our voices coming from a different direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if this has been your thing, that I will never subscribe to YouTube TV because they don't have 5.1 audio. Well, they do now.
Well, and it also makes me wonder of all the other services, which ones have it and which ones don't. And so I'd be curious to find out if somebody, or I mean, I suppose I could do the legwork, I guess. But yeah, I'd be interested to find out if there's something there. So yesterday, CNN Plus launched, if you cared about that kind of stuff. It will be available on all kinds of devices unless you are using an Android and or Google TV device. Because
reasons.
I don't get this. Well, you don't think that that's like one of the most, maybe 1/3 or if at least not 1/4 of all users are using Android out there. I mean, if you just divide the pie evenly, it's going to be that many people. I mean, does this include people on the Fire Sticks? Because it is technically running an Android app.
I don't think HBO Max is available on the Fire.
Oh no, I think it is.
Oh, did they finally do? I don't remember.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think Peacock was that one that was last.
Oh, maybe it's Peacock. I was going to say, because the only reason I was even aware of CNN Plus, I know we talked about it previously, but I immediately pushed it out of my mind as stuff I don't need to retain.
Let's listen to more news.
HBO Max is on the Fire TV. And this is something that I am so uninterested in getting that I had to come from beyond the grave to speak as a ghost about how I don't want this. I'm glad it's not on my Android devices.
Okay. I was disembodied voice.
Disembodied voice.
I was going to say the only reason I was even aware of this is today I opened up HBO Max and it had a thing across the top that was like CNN Plus, and I was like, yeah, plus nothing. Go away.
I'm putting all news streaming apps in the same category. Yeah. Not for me.
Nope. Life is so much better when you get rid of those propaganda mongers and.
It's not even the fact that they're propaganda mongers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Generally, news is there to make you feel bad.
That's what I'm getting at.
Life
is better when you get rid of those.
And generally, I've unless I want to know what's going on for something, then like, oh, let me go turn into the news.
Yeah, like there was a thing we talked about earlier that if I actually cared about it, I don't need some talking head to tell me about it. If I actually cared about it enough that I needed more information, I will go out and search and then weigh the information based on the sources and figure out, how I feel. I don't need somebody on a screen to tell me how I should feel. But yes.
Well,
and this is 3 months. It's like so it costs $6 a month.
Yeah.
And there's a $3 a month lock-in discount. Like, so I guess if you sign up for multiple, like if you sign like a blood oath with them of some sort.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Did they actually announce a price finally? That's what we started last time. So it's launching, but we still don't have a price.
Yeah, it says right here. It's $6 a month. But so there's a $3 a month discount
your money
somehow.
And spend it on something else.
Yeah.
$6 a month is like you're over halfway to a Stadia subscription, and there's more fun things to do on that.
Yeah.
Or there's lots of things you can do the same math for. But anyways, so you guys know about the metaverse, right?
Where do you think I'm at right now?
Oh, it's that disembodied voice again. Is it coming from the metaverse?
I think he's in the McDonald's burgerverse.
Well, where would you want to go? I mean, in the metaverse, where's a place you'd want to go and do? What sounds like fun?
I have a feeling most people want to go to OnlyFans.
There are. You're not wrong. I'm just. It's not where I was going. Okay. Would you want to go to a virtual restaurant in the metaverse?
Can I eat actual food at a virtual restaurant?
I don't believe so.
Does it cost me
Can I
money to
taste
go
it?
there?
Yeah, I sure hope not.
Because neither of those things, I think, meet my. I don't. Why? Why do you ask this?
Because Wendy's is going to the metaverse. It's called the Wendy's verse, and they are going to be available. It's going to be available for you to go visit as soon as April 2nd, not the 1st, obviously. That would be silly of them. So for you to go and visit their 3D world in the metaverse, which has breakfast sandwiches and statues of Wendy and all virtual restaurants you can sit down in. And I don't get this.
Only ridiculous things launch on April 1st, my children included.
The best thing.
Second Life tried this, and the idea of creating virtual environments around your business that add no real value to the customer is a total waste of time and energy and money for your company. And similar for the customers that will not be going to your virtual restaurant.
Yeah. I initially was going to comment that, at least they can hang a flag on the fact that they were first, but then I realized McDonald's already has their version. And I don't get it. But I guess McDonald's version is in Roblox. So it's different, but still.
There were several in Second Life as well. So this happened in a virtual world many, many years ago.
So
like a decade ago.
If the metaverse has a way for you to buy and sell virtual hats or other clothes, they'll make money off of this, because guess what? People do that. It's called Fortnite, and it's people buying hats for, Team Fortress 2 and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's a thing that they can make money off of. But
I got to point something out. So if you look at this picture, they spent a lot of work detailing the building, this statue, the baked potato blimp. Mm-hmm. what the heck is this? They clearly drew it with paint and a mouse. What the heck is that?
It's one of those flappy arm things.
No, it's not. It's like a yellow cross with googly eyes. That was, I mean, when you look at it, you can see the sides are not, they drew it like after the fact. Why is that even on there? Everything else is, I was gonna compliment them on the design. Yeah. It actually looks pretty cool from like a graphic design standpoint. But then there's that thing.
Yeah. If you go down, there's another picture of
that's McDonald's.
Oh, is that McDonald's?
That's the McDonald's one in Roblox.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh, no, I don't think so. Because I think I see in the second picture down there, I still see the Wendy's blimp in the background.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
no, you're right.
Sandwich.
Okay, no, that's the breakfast egg sandwich thing. Oh, okay. It was right with the thing about McDonald's, so I assume that was the McDonald's because there was some coloring thing choices. Right. Yeah, so that does look cool.
And McDonald's in Roblox makes perfect sense because McDonald's is definitely more aimed at your younger audience versus some other options. Wendy's, I don't know if you're a kid, you don't first think of Wendy's. You probably think of McDonald's.
See, so if you scroll down even further, I can see exactly where I made a big mistake in my life.
When you didn't buy Wendy's stock when it hit.
I actually thought about it. It wasn't quite down to $7.35, but it was around that time. I noticed that all the Wendy's around me were starting to close. And I went, I should probably. And I didn't. And then there was a point where it went all the way up to $28. And I could have basically made $20 for every share if I had done it right.
Oh, wow.
All right. Whatever.
All right. Here we go. T-Mobile had a deal that they gave a bunch of people when they canceled their TV service. Remember when they were doing their live streaming service? What was it called?
The thing that got shut down because the partners were like, "Nope, you are misappropriating our stuff."
Yeah. And when that happened, they went ahead and gave everybody, including anybody, basically, the ability to, if they're a T-Mobile customer, to get access to YouTube TV and or Philo TV for $10 off. Guess what? They are extending that deal for another 12 months. So if you thought that was a great way for you to get access to your streaming service and you are a T-Mobile customer, and you were thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to pay $10 extra for this service. Nope, looks like you got another year. So good for you guys. All right. T-Mobile has the best deals. They really do.
Yeah, I've said many times that I would like to be a T-Mobile customer, but I can never quite get my life in the proper order to make that happen. There's always something that's preventing me.
Service usually?
No, it's usually, I'm in a contract and blah, blah, blah. Or I was going to do it and take my phone, but then my phone broke. And then it just, there's always something.
T-Mobile nowadays will actually say, you're on a contract, we'll buy you out.
If you meet specific things. And usually that's not the case. But yeah. So did you notice that Android TV has that they announced picture-in-picture?
Did I miss that one?
Well, I was going to cover. You didn't have to admit it.
Okay. Let's see. They do have picture-in-picture.
They announced picture-in-picture recently, right? And this article, we won't go into the depths of this article, but the links in the doc if you're interested. The point of this article is that when they dug into the settings, they found out that you can set the picture-in-picture to ridiculous ratios. Like you can make the picture-in-picture bigger than the actual screen. It's defeats the point of picture-in-picture. Yeah, they basically lifted all the restrictions on aspect ratios, and you can do anything.
Super ultra wide picture in picture.
Yeah.
you got the-
So like
the
you can
bottom
make
part of
you
your
can make
screen is
lower
all-
third video. Which actually that would be kind of cool
It's awesome.
if you
That would
only
be awesome.
care about like one stripe across the video.
Hey,
You
maybe you have it muted on one of those cheap channels that just has the ticker going across. You just want to see the stop.
Well, maybe you're watching the VOD Squad and you just want to see this section across our video.
Look at those eyes.
You know, you could put that at the
There.
bottom while you're watching Master Chef Junior or like
Pairs well. I like
some show targeted at ladies about spouses that kill their wives. That's
you
like
mean the
everything
Hallmark
on
channel.
A&E. No, not Hallmark. Hallmark is all uplifting.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right. That's not Hallmark Channel.
it's
Which one's
like
the other?
A&E or one
Lifetime.
Bravo or Lifetime. I don't know. None of those stations are what
Sorry,
they started out at.
Hallmark's not that one. The
Yeah, no,
is
Hallmark's the one that my
it's
mom
the-
watches because
you'll find your truest love somewhere in this.
Yeah.
in there always that one. Yeah.
about horse girls that find redemption.
Horse. There are horse people.
Well, horse girls primarily.
Centaurs.
No, typically girls
Oh,
who
okay.
like horses
Okay.
and ride
Centaurs.
horses.
I might actually be interested if it was a centaur. Wow, this is
Oh,
cool.
you
Let's
might.
watch
You
it.
need to watch Centaur World on Netflix. Which it was a cartoon that was even too ridiculous for me. Hard to believe.
Okay. PlayStation Plus has been announced. This has been rumored for a little bit of time that PlayStation was going to come out with a streaming options, basically a competitor for what's happening on the Xbox side of things.
Yeah.
They've got new plans out that include an inexpensive one that's like $10 per month and and it goes all the way up to like $25 a month.
Yeah.
Something like that. To give you different, access to older system games and streaming system, older games and newer games, 2 of them per month kind of thing. It's something that kind of matches with what Xbox got. And since there's actually a lot of exclusives that people love from the PlayStation side of things, some people may find it to be a better service for them, but I think it's arguable that the Xbox One is a little bit better.
Yeah, and the timing's good because they're finally starting to get new renewed stock of the digital only PS5.
Oh yeah, they're finally coming out.
There was an article that Amazon had stock today, and like immediately it was updated
Nope,
to
it's
sold
gone.
out.
Yeah,
So I
no.
mean, there's demand, and these are the services that anybody that is using the digital only version of the PS5, they're pretty reliant on this, since you can only store so many games digitally on the device. You need the ability to play them, stream them, or whatever, however they're handling this. But yeah, the $10 a month, that's basically just the same old plan that's always been. They just renamed it.
Mhm.
And then the next one gives you like access to PS4 and PS5 games, like what is there, like library of 400 or something like that. And I think the top one lets you keep games.
Right, and if you pay yearly, it actually is a decent. It's a decent fee. Essentially, it's not that much.
Yeah, it'd be like $60 for
For a year.
the lower version. Yeah.
But that's not that.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially 6 months of the monthly price.
Right.
25 per quarter. Well, how does that work? Because 25 per quarter would be $100
$100 a year.
So that'd be $100. So that's 10 months. But then you're gonna, I guess, if you're not paying the $60, you are really not good at math. You can either pay $12 or $120, or you can pay $100, or you can pay $60.
Yep, depends on what the services you want. So
Well, no, this is just for the one service. It's $60 if you pay for the year,
right.
or $120 if you pay monthly. That's all.
Right, but there's also other higher.
Yeah,
tiers.
those are even more expensive.
Right, exactly. I'm sorry, I
but-
thought you meant that. So.
Yeah, the extra tier costs $15 a month or $100 per year. And then I don't
And
know
the
about
top
the
tier is
other
at
one.
$120.
Oh yeah,
per
there it
year.
is. 120 per
why-
year.
See, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So
Hey, we have a story, another T-Mobile story. T-Mobile again, through those perks they've doing those perks for all kinds. This time they've come up with a new perk. If you are a baseball fan, you can get access to all of MLB.TV for a full year. They'll give you a 1-year subscription for being a T-Mobile customer. And for free as part of being in the system. So if you're really into baseball, boy, another reason to go T-Mobile, man.
I think, but isn't this only on Tuesday? This is part of the T-Mobile Tuesday program.
Yes.
So you only get games on Tuesdays.
No, actually, the perk comes out on Tuesdays.
Okay.
This perk they're giving you this time is a $140 value of MLB.TV for your subscription, which it means you get to watch all the games that aren't blacked out from when it with the DVR and all kind of other cool stuff and stats.
Okay. So if you're a T-Mobile customer, download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app and get it because that's $140. And even if you don't want it, download it, get it for free, and then find somebody that does want it and charge them $40 and give them the password.
Oh, it's so sad, but so true.
That's assuming that you can find one of the 5 people that wants it.
I know a few people.
But baseball,
shots fired.
They can't see you, so it's like they're not even there. All right, Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's dead again. Oh, wait a second. No, it's not dead. It came back again. That's right. They are going to come back with yet another season of Mystery Science Theater 3000. This time they are not going back to Netflix, which they did for last season, I believe. They are using their own streaming platform called the Gizmopolis, whichever way you want to say it. I don't care. But yes, you will be able to get back on and watch the new season, which apparently gets back the original Joel this season. Amazing. He's coming back. He's always been there in the background, apparently. But
all right.
I didn't see what the price was going to be. Oh, a 3-month pass is $50. Otherwise, it'll be $10.
So my question is, are the MST 3K fans more rabid than Stargate fans? Because Stargate tried this and they didn't get enough. They got a lot of people to sign up, but not enough to make the service worth it. And the service ended up getting shut down.
They're charging enough that if they can probably afford a not huge fan base.
Okay.
And also I know that they have a huge enough fan base that they'll get enough people to pay for it. So
I just want to remind anybody that's like itching to sign up for this and pay for this, remind you there's a competing service called Movie Party, and that doesn't even actually cost anything. You can tip tips start at $1 a month via Patreon, but you can just show up for free.
When is Movie Party going to do Mystery Science Theater 3000 the movie?
Oh, we should.
One of my favorite movies.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
Okay. See that and that's the kind of thing that patrons get to demand.
All right.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just curious whether how big how fanatical the fan base is, and will they be able to sustain it? That's all.
Really expensive though. I mean, $135 a season is a whole lot.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Just pay monthly if you want. Just pay, it'll feel easier on your wallet.
Individual episodes will be $10.
Yep.
How many episodes are they doing? One every 2 weeks. So that's 24 episodes a year.
Yeah.
So that would be like if you bought all of them at $10, that's $240.
Yeah.
Look at Clyde try to math. I think if I wasn't wearing headphones, you'd see the smoke coming out of my ears.
Smell wood burning.
Yeah. So
I mean,
135
just
is a fair.
to put that into context, though, a season of a TV show when you bought them on CD or when you buy them streaming is like $40. An episode is usually $2.
Yeah.
Right.
A season or a full year, which this is not.
May 22 to February 23rd.
it's-
So you're missing 2 months in there.
It's close.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's close, but it's not a full month. For the same number of months of like HBO Max or Showtime or something, you would get all of their shows for less money.
Okay.
So true. If you are a rabid fan, you'll do it. But I feel like it's just outrageously expensive.
So basically you're missing 3 months. So they don't have March, April, or most of May. So that's 3 months. So that would bring this down to 18 episodes. So that's $180 at $10 a month or $10 an episode. So 135 is still like $50 off ish. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Good luck to them.
They'll have enough people paying.
The original
They'll
show,
have to make-
the original show started right down the road, over in Plymouth.
All right, let's talk about Rumorville. Google is working on their next Nest Hub, and those are the displays and/or speakers that they put into
The one that I bought that's been sitting for the last year, unplugged from the wall, but still in the same spot.
Is the little one or a
Yeah.
bigger one?
It's I think the original. I don't know. It's one of them.
It's got a screen?
Yeah.
You have one of the original Nest, the screens. Okay, this is the rumor is to be something like that too, where it's your screen sitting on it, being set up with the speaker system with it. But the rumor is that this one will have a detachable screen that you will be able to walk around and use as a tablet as well. There is not. It's not clear if this is going to still be like dedicated to do the Google Hub things, or if it's going to be like an Android tablet where you can actually
Well,
use it to do cool things.
They did add the ability to add apps to the original one, but yeah, I don't see this as being a competition for actual tablets. So I'm going to guess it's probably still restricted to the intended original use. I don't know.
So
I'm curious.
I think this is really smart. Absolutely, because it still will work just as a normal Google Nest Home speaker, even without the tablet. And if sometimes you do want to like do something, you're talking to the thing, and you're maybe doing a recipe or you're trying to look something up. It'd be nice to be able to pick it up and walk over to something and do it, and then be done with it and put it back on the stand, and it just to start charging again, and still work as as its original intended use. It's actually kind of brilliant, if you ask me. I think this is cool.
No, and I think it's a good idea. I'm curious about their execution.
Well, that's true of everything. Google does.
That's all I'm getting at.
Now, the other thing that I always think of is when something like this gets announced that somebody's working on a thing. I also know somebody somewhere goes, "Oh, that's a good idea. We'll make it in 3 months," and way before they come out with it, so they come out with a version of it before.
That's terrible, and then
Sometimes
everybody
terrible, sometimes
remembers the terrible thing, and the good thing goes.
happens sometimes, and so I hope that doesn't happen in this case. Oh well, I hope this is just good, no matter what.
It's like my observation a long time ago that every year during the summer, 2 movies come out that are the exact same movie. The one that is the bad movie always makes all the money, and the one that is the good movie ends up being completely ignored. Perfect example, Speed versus Blown Away. Blown Away is an amazing movie with or Deep Impact versus Armageddon. Armageddon is a terrible movie, but it made all the money. That you get kind of that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
When the quick thing overshadows the good thing, but that's assuming that the Google thing's going to be good. Fingers crossed. I'm interested. I'll check it out.
I hope so, but execution at Google sometimes can be bad. You're right. All right, it's an interesting story here. Roberta and Ken Williams are coming back to create a game. They are sorry.
Are they? That's the parents of Venus and Serena, right?
Don't
the tennis ladies?
I'm pretty certain that's not the case.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that's not true.
Okay.
No, Ken and Roberta Williams created the very first graphical game on a computer. That was a game called Colossal Cave, and they have decided to come out of retirement and make a new version of Colossal Cave called Colossal Cave 3D Adventure. That's going to be available on VR systems. It's going to be fully updated with a fully immersive area to explore and to find the cool things within the cave. So I have never played Colossal Cave, but I have played just about everything else Sierra. These guys actually created Sierra Online back in the day, and so all the King's Quest and the Hero's Quest and the very games like that. And you're not supposed to call it Hero's Quest, whatever. I don't care. I still played Hero's Quest. That's the one I played. All right, it's awesome.
So this seems like the thing that should be developed for VR,
and it is. This is kind of becoming, and it's because the game is about exploring.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is going to be really good, and I'm excited about this one.
If they're redoing this one for VR, they should redo what was that original one that was just like kind of white lines for walls, and you had to type, and then you died or whatever. It was all black. It was one of the original text adventures, not Zork, right? Is it Zork?
Zork was one of the first text adventure.
Yeah, and it was just like very.
There was no graphics.
Okay, there was one that I played on an Apple IIe when I was little, but I could never figure out. I was too young to figure out the dialogue.
It might have been Zork 2 or Zork 3.
Maybe.
But not Zork.
But yeah, it had very thin lines for walls.
Wizards and Wizardry also had that same.
But someone needs to do one of those
right
for VR, but not upgrade the graphics. So you're just in the black with like weird wireframe every once in a while. And you still have to type. You still have to type.
Go left.
See someone speed run that. I would watch it.
Slight tangent. I got into watching speedrunning of Quest for Glory, and the people got it down to like a minute. A very, very long game. Took me weeks to play.
Okay.
But they could do it in a minute, which is
so
amazing.
Have you then gone to look to see if there's a reaction video from the creator of that game?
No.
Those are actually I kind of like when the creator of the game watches somebody break their game, and they're just like, "How did you figure that out?"
Yeah.
Holy crap, man! Our game is broken.
We worked for hours to make sure you couldn't do that, and you're doing. No. Yeah. It's good stuff. No, I'm excited. I love these guys. These guys make all of my childhood games. So oddly enough, King's Quest 4 was a pivotal moment in my life in a weird way, but that's besides.
I remember seeing an ad for a King's Quest game.
Yeah.
That's my entire experience with any of those games.
Yeah, just don't play King's Quest 2. It's torture.
Actually, I think I think that's the one that I watched someone speed run. That's the one where I think that's the one. We'll talk about it later.
That's the one where you literally have to wait on a ship for
yes, that is the
minutes.
one. And I actually watched a speed run for that. It's beautiful.
Did they stop and play guitar for 15 minutes?
No, people found ways to do things. I'll find you a video. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Now that you mention it, that is my whole knowledge of King's Quest right there. That video I watched like a month ago about people breaking the record or setting and breaking the record.
I think I actually saw that video too.
Okay.
Paramount Plus is doing something to try to get people to watch their shows. They are working with Twitter to make watch parties, letting get there and talk to people about the shows that they're watching, probably at the same time as it being on, and after show parties so you can discuss what's happening. I don't know if Twitter is necessarily the right.
I was going to say, because when I think about watching video with people, I think about Twitter.
Anyways, they're trying this. I don't know how well it has or will be working. Looks like they started it a couple days ago with and look like they're going to be doing Halo watch parties, on this thing. So I don't know. We'll see.
Huh?
I have no idea.
They better just hope that their content is good and well received. Otherwise, they've facilitated the most significant way to.
Yeah, you do not want to do a live feedback stream for something that people don't end up liking.
Yeah.
Especially on Twitter.
This ruined Halo for me.
Because
right? Like
Twitter is a nice, cuddly, fun place to hang out.
No. It's not.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I was not thinking of Twitter. I was thinking of my own house with silence. I get those two confused all the time. Yeah. So I guess, it says it starts March 25th, so it's been going for a couple days now.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see if they've already canceled that.
So do you have to be a Paramount Plus subscriber?
I have no idea.
Or is this the only way I'm going to be able to watch Halo?
I don't know.
Because I'm not subscribing to Paramount Plus.
I don't know, but unfortunately, if you are on Crunchyroll and you've been enjoying the simulcast streamings that they've been doing, I've got bad news for you. They are disabling that in spring of this year.
The free ad-supported simulcast. They're not getting rid of simulcasts.
Okay.
Because that's the whole reason they're bringing Funimation in, is because Funimation has all the English dub simulcasts. They're getting rid of the free ad-supported simulcast.
Well, that's going away. They are going to be providing what they're calling a seasonal sampler. I don't know what that is. It sounds like it's just an ad. But it does mean if you were getting your simulcast using the free ad-supported tier, you're no longer going to be able to do that.
Yeah. And it doesn't sound like they're getting rid of the free tier. They're just moving the simulcast behind the paywall, which makes perfect sense. Yeah. Because the simulcast, they are paying people a lot of money to do the translation and dubs within a week of the original air date in Japan. That is fast. That is not cheap. The fact that they were letting people watch that for free, but it was Crunchyroll, so it was just the sub. It wasn't the dub version because that was on Funimation. But yeah, still, I don't blame them. I got my own complaints about Crunchyroll, but this is not it.
Okay. That's good. Hey, well, soon enough, our viewers will be able to complain about our stream on YouTube with fun reactions. That's right. We're going to be setting up a way for you to have your various reactions that can pop up in your stream on YouTube if you want to, where you can have the various crying emoji or question marks or light bulbs pop up on the screen, thumbs up, thumbs downs. Emoji reactions coming soon.
I am not worried about this in the least.
Okay.
Because in order for this to be a problem, people would actually have to post comments on our videos. And I think there have been a total of 3 in the last 5 years. And they were spam.
And you removed them, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, it's coming. I don't know if anybody's really excited or interested in it, but it is on its way.
yeah,
Also on its way, officially, Amazon had this idea called the Glow video call device. It is
the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
no.
Oh.
I think you made that joke last time. No, it is think of it as a tablet and or video conferencing unit that is designed for kids, but the tablet sits on your table, and at the same time as showing you a display of the person you're seeing remotely, it also gives those remote viewers a downward facing camera so they can see the a projection of stuff that's happening on the table in front of them. The kids can interact with this this display, and so grandma can remotely be painting with the kids on this cool remote system and still be talking to them, and so or help them with homework or any kind of other interactive solution with it. So
to me,
go ahead.
I
always thought this was a cool concept, and
yeah,
I think this is exactly the kind of stuff that I hear Amazon doing, that I'm like, dang it, that's so cool. I just wish it wasn't Amazon.
I love this. Hopefully they'll add in like a babysitter service directly integrated with this so that we can not have to find a babysitter to virtually babysit our kids when we leave them to go on benders.
Well, your oldest is old enough to babysit now, right?
Oh yeah. I guess I'm thinking of what I would have been thinking back when I had 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I look at this thing. It looks like one of those early attempts at a video intercom that you would see outside a rich person's house. That's what it looks like. It looks like they're like, hey, we've got this like whole warehouse full of these that no longer are relevant and we can't get rid of them. Amazon said, we'll take it. I was really confused about what was going on at first. And then I saw her arm and I was like, that poor girl, what happened to her skin? And then I realized, oh, that's a projection.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked like she had an Easter egg.
Green.
It looks like she had a mishap dyeing Easter eggs.
That's what happens when your babysitter's virtual.
Yep.
This device is going to be available for $300. So not the cheapest thing, but also not the most expensive in the world. So I don't know. I like the concept of it. I think the idea of having a virtual tabletop that multiple people can interact with is cool. So I'm all for this kind of idea. Now, as a virtual babysitter, you're right. That's
so what if this was used by the D&D campaign that's remote?
Actually, I had people who wanted to put a projector on the ceiling aimed down to make a virtual play field for them to put their stuff on and be able to play that way. So this concept, but not remote. That was like, you're in the room. I'm going to make it so this is mountainous terrain now, and so he changes the picture for it.
I gave my buddy the idea of taking a TV and mounting it in a table so that he could do that, because he used that D&D Beyond.
Yep.
And then being able to stream and whatever. And he was like, hey, that's a great idea. And he did it all. 2 weeks later, there was a pandemic and everybody got sent home. And he hasn't been able to use it because nobody would come over to his house.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, Corey.
He had it set up. He could do D&D Beyond. Yeah, you should have told me.
Yeah, this does look like, with a little adaptation, like a server that could composite. Then everybody could have their own mini at home, and you could composite all of the minis from all of the places into one place, so everybody would see all of the figures in front of them. And I mean, that could be
if D&D Beyond is not already working with Amazon, they need to, because they're already in a position to do this.
See, they've already got Fantasy Grounds and Roll20, which do virtual desktops, and they do a very good job of it. But they don't have, something that's like on the desk, which would be neat. You could do what your friend did, and if your friend was using that setup, for him, he would be able to see the virtual map instead of on a screen on the table in front of him, which would be cool.
But that's what I was saying, because D&D Beyond gives each of the people the ability to see the map on their screen. They're already in a position where if they were to work with Amazon, they could adapt it to this to project it rather than put it on the screen. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, that price is whoo boy.
Now for real D&D nerds, that's not too expensive because the books are $70 a pop anyways. So, all right. If you wish that you could have, things like this Zoom meeting we're using right now, and have the ability to, not watch the entire meeting, but instead get a nice summary of what was said in the meeting. Maybe even have some nice, appropriate pieces of the meeting put in to make it so maybe some highlights or maybe like some video screen captures of what happened in the meeting. This company is called Otter is making a piece of software that will take a virtual meeting and summarize it. Essentially, it takes the recording and takes a little bit of time and probably the text that's being generated and things like in Zoom. And it literally is able to summarize everything down to a nice little summary that you can read instead of reading the whole transcript or watching the whole show.
So is this the same Otter that makes cases for phones?
Somehow I don't think so, but it might be. Who knows?
Because I haven't seen anybody with a case on their phone in forever. Huh. I'm wondering if they pivoted.
Who?
Otter?
I still see tons and tons of people with cases on their phones. So that seems like an odd statement to me, but it is possible. I don't know.
I don't think it's the same.
I would expect it not to be.
I did a Google search for Otter, and surprisingly, I came up with a bunch of pictures of otters.
No way.
No,
it's
big surprise.
Otter.ai. So it looks like it is not the same company. This seems really cool. I got to say, one of the most annoying things as a manager is having to keep good notes about what happens in meetings. So the ability to have something do that for me, $8.33 a month, I'm on board.
Yeah. I wonder if they started out as Jotter and realized, we can't use that name, so they just dropped the J. Because let me jot that down for you.
I don't know. That's a better name if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes me think that may be the.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you ready for some football?
Not really.
No, me neither.
We just got done with all that nonsense.
Yeah, we're done with that. And that's okay, because if you would like more football, looks like the NFL is working on making their own streaming service called, tentatively, guess what? NFL Plus, because everything's plus now. What?
Hey, let's go back about a year and a half ago when everybody was like, why does it have to be HBO Max? Why can't it be HBO Plus? Because everybody else is doing HBO, or they're doing Plus.
Well, long time ago, I was working for an internet service provider who was also doing television over IP. And I was helping design the levels of service for those systems. And we decided to make a 3-tiered system. And the 3 systems was the first tier was Select, so it was like TV Select, and the high end one was TV Premium, right? And so they said, well, what can we call the middle one? Well, it's Select Plus. It's the way we were able to do that. That was in the 90s. So
Yeah.
All this plus stuff to me just reckons me back to that time.
Yeah.
I was doing that thing. I was like, oh god, guys.
Well, at least it's not NFL Now or NFL Go. We're past the Go phase.
Are we? It'll come back. It's like,
No,
it's like bad
I
trends.
think we're
It'll come
beyond that. But yeah, I'm surprised it took this long.
NFL Plus will be coming out with games and shows and highlight reels and podcasts for you to listen to, possibly.
So if you desperately want to pay money to watch grown men hug each other violently, NFL Plus has got what you're looking for. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the point in the show where we like to say thank you to those special individuals out there that find that they're missing something in their life, and in order to fill that void, they support us via Patreon.
Oh, sorry.
And I recommend, I mean, if you feel like there is something missing in your life, there is a hole that you can't fill with enough alcohol or toys or other things, maybe you should try giving $1 to the VOD Squad. Patreon.com/the VOD Squad. Replace that hole with the warm glow that comes of satisfaction that comes from supporting others, especially if it's done completely out of charity. So, some people may find value in what we do and they want to support it, but other people, maybe they just think they could really use $1.
Oh, okay.
And we're, we don't care.
Yeah.
You do you. You get what you get out of it, and then maybe we'll get something out of it, and everybody's happy. Patreon.com/the VOD Squad. Why don't we get into some rants and some raves? All right.
With instant replay?
No, I fixed that.
Okay, good.
What do you got?
I wanted to mention that I have, I recently have been playing a lot of video games because I finally have some free time to play video games. And I finally got around to playing a game that I've heard a lot about, but I never actually played until recently, called the Stanley Parable. I don't want to say much about it because the game is best experienced. The game is about experiencing the game, essentially. So I do recommend everybody get the chance to play it, go play it, because it's fun. Oh, and I beat the game. Absolutely. It's not very hard to beat. Absolutely. It's a very easy game to beat.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it all yet. So actually, and that's true. I've played through the game and trying to see as much of it as I can of that game. And I haven't seen everything that's in the game yet. But I'm very excited because it's a very it is funny on top of everything else. It is actually hilarious as well. So.
Now, is there like a new remastered version? Because all of a sudden people are talking about it again. It seems very coincidental.
Exactly. I have a link in the doc about this new version that's coming out. It's called Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. This one is going to be, it looks like they updated the engine. They're using the newer version of the engine, or a completely different engine. I don't know. And it's going to be essentially the same game, but with more. I know from if you've ever played the game, the trailer clearly has things that weren't in the original game. So there are more things happening.
So let me ask, are you just acting out the parables in real time, like you're building a house on the rock and building your house in the sand, and then you get to watch as one of the houses stands up to the storm, or throwing seeds on the ground and watching that the ones that land on the road don't grow, but the ones that are properly sown do? Are those not the parables here?
Not those
about?
parables, but are you acting out the parables? Yes. enjoy the game.
Okay.
I can't say too much.
Okay.
I can't. Here, I could talk a lot about this, but I don't want you to. I think if you are interested,
the game has you under a very strict NDA. I understand.
No, it does not.
Possibly at the risk of your life if you were to divulge any information publicly.
I just don't think it makes sense for me to say anything other than it's actually
no worries. No
and
problem.
it's best played kind of going blind into it, quite frankly.
Alrighty. Well, disembodied voice of Mike. Do ghosts have rants or raves? I suppose there's got to be a reason you're still haunting us.
He's haunting us. That's what he's doing.
This ghost is dying of a cough, or died of a cough. Yeah.
Or he's dying to cough.
Mm-hmm. I have neither thing to rave nor rant about.
Aww.
Okay. Other than you're disembodied this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Webcams are annoying when they don't work.
What kind of webcam do you have, sir?
I have a Logitech G920
or the C920.
C920.
And it's not working?
It's probably got to do with like the massive number of things that I have routing through my system.
And you're on the Mac, right?
I'm on the PC right now.
Oh.
But I do go through multiple KVMs and switches and things.
Yeah, your video, these cameras really aren't supposed to go through switches. They need to be directly connected.
It works 98% of the time.
Yeah.
I might even just be able to switch over my KVM. I just didn't get on early enough to do that before the show started.
Okay. Well, in that case, Crunchyroll. We talked about Crunchyroll earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about the fact that Funimation was forcing me over to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is ruining my life.
Oh.
I used to like watching anime, and the fact that 90% of the stuff I watched on a daily basis would be anime, thanks to Funimation. Crunchyroll, I have never liked their service, which is why I stopped subscribing to them many years ago, and I hate it even more now. They just make everything so difficult. Like the fact that if you look at a show, it lists the sub and every version. Oh, now I get it. Change that. We didn't did this earlier. Okay. But it lists every version or audio version, dub version, as a different season.
Oh.
Even though it is listed as like season 1 English, season 1 French, season 1 Spanish. And you might go, okay, well, why is this a problem? Well, because when you finish a season, it starts playing the next episode for the next season. So now it's auto playing the French or whatever's next, which you think is, well, what's the big deal? Well, because you can't remove it from your currently watching or continue watching. So now it thinks, well, now my continue watching is full up with the first episode of the next season of a thing that I've already watched. It's just in a different language. And there's also the other fact that on most platforms you can't turn off autoplay, which means I can't watch any anime in my bedroom. Like I would put stuff on and fall asleep to it. Well, I can't do that now because it will keep playing through multiple seasons in different languages, completely screwing up my watch history. It's gotten to the point where I'm literally not watching anything. I'm stuck. I still have I still have to pay for my Funimation subscription because not everything's moved over. I'm in the middle of currently airing seasons that are being transcribed and dubbed weekly. So I can't get rid of my Funimation account because the new episodes aren't showing up on Crunchyroll yet. The way they handled this is just ridiculous. They're pushing everybody over there now, but none of the stuff that needs to be done before you push people over has been done. All the stuff that should be in place at the very beginning, none of that's done. It's an absolute mess, and I'm angry. Crunchyroll. I hate Crunchyroll so much. But on that note, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We should probably move into the post show, get things going. If you are not here live every week, pop in sometime. We talk about stuff in the pre-show. We talk about stuff in the post-show, and that gets edited out. It's only available when we're live. It's not on the recorded version. It's not on the audio version. And yes, if you're surprised, there is an audio version. Patrons get it immediately. Custom RSS speed. Costs you as little as $1 a month. I think it might be worth it. Because you're guaranteed you're going to get a new episode in a timely manner. Otherwise, if you don't mind waiting a little bit, there's anywhere. You go anywhere. Wherever you like to get podcasts, it's there. And other than that, I think that's it. It's been a good March. I'm ready for April.
Oh, it's almost April.
Yep. Which reminds me, crap. I got to do something for my kid's birthday. And I'm not allowed to forget it.
All right.
I tell them I forget it every year, and they just assume that it's an April Fool's joke, which I refuse to confirm nor deny. Okay, on that note, see you guys. We'll catch you all in the post show or next week. Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.